This is a Violet Flame Tarot. My name is Jen. I am a Violet Flame. There are many of us out there. Welcome to your reading. This is a general reading with the tarot cards that have messages channeled from either your spirit guides, my spirit guides, our higher selves, or source, which is connected to our higher self, and vice versa. But basically what I want you to do is pick a pile. I'm going to be doing a tarot reading with that particular deck that you choose, and then I'll also do some oracle cards as well. So there could be some messages in one or more of these piles, just FYI. So if you do feel drawn to more than one, you're certainly welcome to watch all of them, two of them, one of them, however many you feel your intuition is going to be guiding you to. So basically what we have over here, sorry. Okay, so this deck, oh, I probably should have swapped that. This is the Everyday Witch deck by Deborah Blake. And this over here is the beautiful Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann. And we also have the Darkness of Light Tarot. This is one of my babies, so just let you know. But anyway, so okay, all right. So what I want you to do is, if you feel you need to, just going to have you pause the video actually for a second, and then I'm going to put some crystals on the decks as well to see if that helps you. But however you feel, you know, whatever you're drawn to, definitely go for that, because there's chances are good there's some messages in there for you. Okay, all right, so here we go. Okay, now we have crystals on our cards. So the first crystal is a Malachite. Our second stone is, we've got a raw Amethyst. Amethyst is one of my favorite stones. Strawberry Quartz, which I didn't know there were so many different colors of quartz, but apparently there's like dozens. Okay, that's just not focusing. Really? Okay, there we go. I'm being serious, I promise. Okay. Pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3. I want you to mull this over if you haven't chosen your decks yet, deck or decks. And we will start with pile number 1. Apparently my shuffling skills are not great today. Nope. Okay. Couple of cards right off the bat. All right, what do we want pile number 1 to know? Those who chose the Malachite. Give me some messages. And 2 more cards. Okay. All right, so the first thing we have is the 9 of Swords. Okay, so it looks like you're coming from a place recently of doubt, of kind of staying up all night, worrying about things, very anxious. But it looks like you're coming out of that, or you're going to be coming out of that pretty soon. The Page of Pentacles is showing us a new direction to head into. So looks like he is getting ready to start an epic journey. This could have something to do with, you know, starting a new business, or so there's going to be some money coming to you potentially from an unexpected source, but it's going to be coming to you, and it'll be coming to you kind of quickly. Okay. All right. I love this deck. And see that he's got his little black kitty with him? Yeah. So that's, you could be somebody who has a black cat or has had a black cat, and that's their spirit, and they are hanging out with you, being one of your guides, looking out for you. But looks like their presence is very much felt by you, and they are helping you get through this initial process. Next, we have the King of Pentacles. So this one tells me that you don't feel like you're deserving of it, which really bothers me. So I know that's my own opinion, but it looks like you don't feel you deserve whatever you have coming to you. The King of Pentacles is basically the dude that's like in charge of the money. Like that's how he rules. He rules with money. He likes to give lavish gifts. He likes to spoil people with money. And he's very, very benevolent, but you don't feel that you're that person. And then we've got, of course, the Queen of Pentacles right next door. She's also in reverse. So that could be your partner. You definitely feel like you don't deserve good things, and or at least as far as money is concerned, you definitely feel like you deserve better, but right now you're just not there. So it looks like this could be a couple of different things. So either you feel like you're undeserving of what goodness will be coming to you, what abundance you will have coming to you, or it's just the page is kind of the beginning, and then the Queen and the King will represent you and your partner, or a partner that's going to be coming to you, and you guys will be living in the wealth and prosperity. Now, the only, unfortunate thing about Pentacles is they're the slowest suit of the pip cards. So timeline-wise, this could be something that's coming probably within the next couple of years. So unfortunately, there is going to be a little bit of a wait, but that's because you're just at the very start of the journey. So that's what our page is here kind of telling you. But the great news is this is what you potentially have coming in your future. And yes, you are deserving of it. I don't care what you think, you are deserving of it. If you work hard, and if you think you don't work hard, you're working hard. I'm guaranteed. You are deserving of it. So don't even think that way. I don't want to hear those negative thoughts. But thankfully you are starting to come out of this little, oh God, what do they call that? Oh, it's a French term, and I'm like mostly French and I can't even remember this. I'm terrible at French. Definitely not a language I had any inclination to learn, but there are a few things that I know just from growing up in a French family. Canadian French, by the way. Parisian French a long time ago, but mostly Canadian French. Anyway, ennui, I think. Ennui. So basically you were a bit emo for a little while. If you're not familiar with the term emo, there's definitely Google to check out emo, but it's kind of like goth's baby, I guess. I was a goth kid in high school, and then all of a sudden we had emo kids coming out, and it's like, what the hell is emo? And yeah, it was just kind of like goth light, but with more feelings. Like I think goth was more anger. Emo definitely had anger, but emo was more in touch with their feelings. So I'm not saying that you were goth or emo, but you were definitely having a moment where you were having some issues staying up all night. But it looks like you're starting to come out of that, and you're going to be entering this phase. Okay. Now let's do some oracle cards. Okay, so I had to get the right deck, and keeping with the witchy theme, and it is also October, I decided to pull out my Witch's Wisdom oracle cards. So yeah, let's give her a shuffle. Looks like I'm also running out of space, but we'll make do. All right, so what additional guidance can we give our pile one? Our Malachite folks. broomstick, and Book of Shadows. Okay, so it looks like we need to do a little bit of house cleaning. And we also need to do a little bit of apparently journaling. I don't know if this has to do with doing like a dream journal or something like that, but it looks like you've got some cleaning of house. This could mean in your actual home that you need to clean up to make room for this abundance that's going to be coming towards you. I think actually that's probably where we're going with that. Or if this has to do with any sort of residual depression energy or anxiety energy that you still have. But either way, this is telling me that that sort of house cleaning needs to be done in order to make room for the good things to come. And then over here we have our Book of Shadows. And for those who are not witches or familiar with the Book of Shadows, this is a book which is kind of like a witch's grimoire. So we put spells in it, we write notes, all sorts of things that we learn along the way, being all nice and witchy and such. And so, and it says secret too. There's kind of this rule where you don't let other witches look at your Book of Shadows, because it's basically, it's your secrets. It's your notes from everything. It's all of your thoughts and your spells and your and your secrets, which is just silly, because I think that we should, as witches, our job is to help people, to use our abilities to help people. So it is kind of a silly concept, but it looks like what would be potentially helpful is if you were to list out things that you can do to clean house. So things that you can, ditch, get rid of in your life, things that you can clean, things you can clear out. And also start writing down your dreams. Like what is it that you want to do? Because this king and queen here, this is future energy. So this can come to you, but I think you might need to think about what it is that you want in order to get there. So that's just my thought on that. All right. Okay, let's see. We're going to do some more oracle cards. So I wanted to use this deck because I think it's really freaking cool. I love that it has that matte black on the sides. That's so neat. But also because it's little and I'm literally running out of room. So we're just going to see if there's any additional guidance that we can get through this little deck. What's wrong with my fingers today? I should go a little bit faster. Oh, okay. See, the second I thought it, the cards came spilling out, and I'm also dropping shit here. Hold on. Aha. Yeah, all three of these are yours. Okay. So I am going to have to look up the book for these, because some of these, oh man, there's 4 of them. Some of these are a little less obvious to me, but we have the tulip. We have the Sphinx. Sphinxes are so cool. We also have the globe and flower bouquet. Oh, that's interesting. All right. I guess is a symbol of perfect and unconditional love. And I have a feeling that this doesn't necessarily have anything to do with the people around you. I think that this is telling you that you need to have that unconditional love for yourself, which is all of us could use more love. Love needs to be spread a hell of a lot more than hate does, that's for sure. But it does start with ourselves. So this is telling you that you need to have a little bit more self-love. And again, having that self-love does open us up to new opportunities and abundance. So just keep that in mind as you're doing this sort of clearance that this deck was kind of mentioning, this mental clearance. Again, then that could also be physical, but it feels more like mental, emotional. Yeah, happiness, playfulness, a time of new and fresh beginnings. Tulips hold an affinity with never-ending love and nurture. And our Sphinx, just had the darn thing. Here we go. All right, the Sphinx represents the power of solar energy and the sun, a tribute to the divine masculine. The sculpture itself was used to guard sacred artifacts, tombs, palaces, and divine passageways. The Sphinx is a symbol of the four elements combined, fire, water, air, and earth, representing the spiritual, emotional, intellectual, and tangible powers of the pharaoh. It is symbolic of an ancient source of wisdom, conveying spiritual lightness and overcoming animal instinct. The Sphinx is a protector of spirits that have passed and are laid to rest. All right. So the power of the sun and divine masculine. Okay, so that could be that we've got, actually this could be related to the divine masculines who are actually watching this. This could be just kind of reminding you of that kind of light and power that you hold within. So it's just more of believing in yourself and trusting in yourself and all that good stuff. All right, so let's look at our globe. I am so sorry. I have children, and I also have very willful, rambunctious children, so oftentimes you will hear them in the background. My apologies. Okay. The globe represents humanity, shared desires, experiences, similarities, and differences. Okay. So what I'm getting from that is to not compare yourself to others. Yeah. Don't compare yourself to others. Just know that you've got that power within. You've got the skills. You've got everything that you need is within yourself. You just got to believe and have that self-love. Yeah. Giggling. You hear that? Yeah. That's my kid. One of them anyway. I don't know where the other one is. All right. Flower bouquet. I seem to be going backwards in the book here. All right, the flower bouquet represents spirituality, the path, expansion, bliss, unity, life, and creation, of course. And that happens to be right over the King and Queen of Pentacles, which is the epitome of abundance and wealth. I want to do some mindful messages just to get a couple of messages out. There's one. And let's get one more. Okay. All right, so we have doing our best. All right. There we go. Hey, we can finally see it, kind of. All right, I give up. Okay, it says, doing our best. We are all doing our best with the understanding and awareness we have in this moment. Any decision I take is okay, no matter the outcome. I make the best of any situation and learn as I go along. Okay. And let's see here. The last message that popped up, expressing love. Today I notice the things I appreciate about the people in my life. I take a moment to send them love and to wish them well. My love is infinite and it feels great to express it. Okay, so again, just kind of talking about what I said earlier about needing to spread love. Spread love, not hate. And it starts with self-love. But don't forget to express love towards the people that you love, because everybody needs a little bit of love. So I hope the messages, actually, wait, let's talk about doing our best. So this is just kind of a reminder to you that if you feel like you're not getting there fast enough, or you're not getting to where you think you should be, just know that you are doing your best. And just to be aware of that, you know, life happens. So, you know, we're going to encounter obstacles that are going to slow us down. We're going to encounter people that are going to slow us down. But basically, don't worry about it. Don't sweat it. Don't sweat the small things. Because essentially any decision that you're going to make in your life is going to lead you back to your path. Like if you feel like you're straying, you're actually not. This is something that I've learned pretty recently. It's that just trust in the divine plan, whatever that divine is for you. That divine could simply be your higher self. That divine could be God. That divine could be a goddess or pantheon of gods and goddesses. Or whatever it is, just have faith in that you are going in the direction that you need to go in, that you're going in the place that you need to be. And you'll get there. Okay. All right. I hope these messages were helpful to you. Thank you to my guides that came forward to help me deliver the messages, any of your guides that have come forward. Thank you to Source, and thank you to the Divine for helping me provide messages of guidance to those who need to hear it. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful day, evening, night, whatever it is. Get some sleep, take care of yourself, and remember, self-love starts with you. All right, thank you. Bye. Hello there, pile number 2, and the Amethyst. This is, again, the Light Seers Tarot. I'm going to shuffle the cards on camera, hopefully, unless I get clumsy and screw that up. If you did watch the previous video, I think I've got a little bit of explaining to do. Somehow my camera was severely zoomed in, so I didn't have enough room. So I will be using some slightly larger oracle cards this time around. So that's just for folks who've watched pile number 1. But anyway, so for pile number 2, I'm going to be asking some messages that Spirit wants to deliver to you. So here we go. Okay, just FYI, this deck is one of the thickest decks I've ever owned in my life. I don't know why it's so thick. I think the cardstock is pretty darn good. But it tends to give me a little bit of trouble. It's like my hands aren't big enough. But I think I tend to have slightly bigger than average hands for a woman. So I feel bad for people with smaller hands. Poor things. Unless they're a little bit more adept at shuffling. I'm just talking. Sorry. Okay. Let's do... Oh my God, I can't even grab them. Nope. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna do a nice cut here. Okay, excellent. All right. Our first card is the Ten of Pentacles. Second card is the Six of Cups. Third card is the Ace of Cups. And our fourth card, well, apparently I'm not doing this very straight, am I? Is our Three of Swords. Okay. All right. Let me get that out of the way. So apparently that's in the frame. It wasn't in the frame before, so my frame was much smaller. Okay. There we go. That way it's protected. Okay, let's see here. So the Ten of Pentacles and the Six of Cups are in reverse. The Six of Cups is basically like contentment and happiness, and the Ten of Pentacles represents represents wealth and physical, financial abundance, family. It represents togetherness. It represents even ancestral wealth. So you're so damn wealthy that you have enough to basically pay for college for the next however many generations because you've got that much wealth. But they're in reverse. So something tells me that somebody's not very happy. And that has to do with either feeling like you don't have family, feeling like you don't have wealth, and abundance. And of course, abundance is of family as well as financial. Sorry, I'm sorry. I don't mean to keep pausing. It just feels like really sad. Like somebody feels very lonely. That's what it is. Just feel very lonely. Either you've lost family recently, or you feel like you've lost them, even though you haven't. You feel like maybe you've lost your chance at having a family. You feel like you've lost your chance at happiness. That could be one message. That's actually a very strong message that I'm getting right now. For those of you that does not apply to, this could just be that this is sometime in the future and it's technically being blocked. So, and then over here, see, this is why this kind of breaks my heart, because the Three of Swords is our heartbreak card. So it feels like you've just been hurt over and over and over again. And you've trusted others with your heart. But the good thing about the Three of Swords is specifically like in this deck, you can see like very tiny stitches. So your heart's been broken over and over again, but each time you're still able to repair it. So this could have to do with, giving yourself to somebody and you're afraid to do that again. And that is why this isn't happening. So you've been hurt in the past and you want to give that love. This is somebody new that's come into your life. And I don't know if this is romantic, or it could be just even a friend or a family member that you didn't know you had. You're hesitant to give them that love that you normally give. Like that's what you do. And of course it breaks your heart over and over again. So it seems like you're for some reason hesitant with this. So, okay, so that's what the tarot is saying. So you've got this kind of coming to you, but you're afraid to let it in because you're afraid of getting hurt. And I totally get that. And I hate that feeling. Like, problem is that if we don't open ourselves up, we're never truly going to be happy. I have found that through my own like personal healing. If you don't have that sort of love for yourself and give love to others, which is usually the Ace of Cups, is when your cup runneth over. You have enough to give to people that you love. If you don't allow the potential negative stuff to come in that happens when you start a relationship, I mean, it's bound to happen. You have to go through these things in order to learn how to be together, or learn how to live together, learn how to function together. There's always that sort of learning curve. So there's going to be some bad that comes in with good. It's the yin and the yang. Everything's balanced. There's always going to be negativity with positivity. It's integrating the two things that are important. You have to love yourself for both of your negative traits and your positive traits. Integration, it's shadow integration, is critical for you to move forward, and it is critical for you to be happy. And we can't be afraid to be hurt. We can't be. We can't be afraid to be hurt. Because if we do let the fear take over, then what we are doing is we're blocking the good things from coming into our lives. So it's in your hands. I know it might be tough tough to get beyond, but Spirit is telling you that you can get beyond it. All you got to do is trust. And you will have your cup overflowing again. And then you will have these two things in your life that you are destined to have. You will have that family. You will have that abundance. You will have that ultimate happiness. Unlike my 4-year-old who is crying for God knows what reason. Probably because Daddy said no to something. I think now we are ready for some oracle cards. So let's see here. Oh, and by the way, I didn't get a chance to say this in the other pile, or in my intro, I am going to have links in the description. Of course, timestamps for each pile is going to be down there, but I'm going to have links in the description to each of the decks that I'm using, because I think they're helpful. So if you feel compelled to a certain deck and you want to start reading tarot for folks, or if you are a tarot reader, I think it's really cool to have the stuff listed. That way you're not like trying to hunt everything down just by using keywords in Google like I was for about half the decks I own. All right, so what we're looking for is just some additional messages to kind of help guide us through this process. For pile 2, my Amethyst people, that was like one of the worst shuffles I've ever done. All right, let's see if we can get some cards popping out. Here's one. Drifter. Interesting. Experience life as it comes. You know what? I think that goes over here. Let's get another one. Oh, there we go. Galactic Mushroom. The Divine Matrix. All right. I love this friggin' deck, but I'm not quite used to the meanings, so I'm going to use the book to kind of help me out. But it is interesting that you got a 24 and a 14, because 4 is the number of foundation. It's the number of structure, stability, and planning. It's it's associated with, I believe, the Emperor card, and also death, which is transformation. So that's kind of cool that you guys got that. And 2 + 4 is 6, and it's over the 6 of Cups. So it's all making sense. All right, this one's kind of lengthy, so bear with me. Okay, it says, the Divine Matrix, the intricate complexity of life. You might have been thinking and acting like you were the only one in the dream creating your life. The galactic mushroom arrives as a playful yet potent reminder that you need to get with your higher power. The universal laws are not for your benefit only. The law of attraction does not exist just to serve up your desired outcome. The matrix of consciousness, called Source or God, Spirit, and many other names, is intricately woven into life. There is so much complexity that the human mind cannot comprehend all the moving parts. It's impossible to see beyond what you already know, just as the head of a mushroom is clearly visible above the soil, but not a living biome below. The thread-like mycelium of fungi form vast, intricate networks underground, connecting different life forms with one another in a kind of internet of the plant kingdom. Imagine the divine matrix serving the same way, connecting the individual consciousness with that of the divine. The galactic mushroom reminds you that your dreams and desires are heard. This is a call for faith and trust. Wow. Whatever intention you hold consistently with hope and faith first manifests in the unseen realms. Whether or not you can see it working on your behalf, eventually you see the evidence play out in the serendipitous events that work in your favor, seemingly outside of the law of cause and effect. Your most beautiful results are being birthed right now, not just for you, but for the highest of all. The highest good of all. Holy cow. Okay. That's a pretty cool card, especially since these are the things that you want in your life or want to bring back into your life. It's there. If this is something that you are manifesting, It's there. We just have to do this to get this in the physical and the 3D. So it's working. Whatever it is you're doing, it is working. And if you haven't started doing it, this is saying that this is in the works for you. And there's really not much that you necessarily need to do except to trust in the divine, to trust that this will come. The work that you have to do, however, there is something that you do need to do in this realm while this is kind of working behind the scenes. So the drifter is experiencing life as it comes. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I will look at the poignant things. Okay. The drifter invites you to step out of your to-do list and your ordinary routine to feel the breeze against your skin, calling you to follow the wind and explore life's opportunities. So that is, again, trusting. That is trusting in the divine and stopping to just slow down and look what you have around you. It may feel like you've lost something or you're lacking something, but look at the greatness that you have around you. Look at the things that you have to be grateful for. You've been through so friggin' much. But despite that, this is your heart. You still have all the love in there. It's just kind of waiting. It's waiting. You need to give yourself permission. And one of the things that you need to do is stop. Look around. Be thankful for what you have. Again, the heartbreak that you've suffered. Again, lessons that you needed to learn in this lifetime. That heartbreak made you who you are. That heartbreak made you be this person who does have all that love, because you know what it's like to be on the rough end of things. The broken can heal the broken. That was something that I just, like a quote I recently saw in a movie, only the broken can help the broken, which is pretty poignant. But you have all of this love to give. So much love to give. And you just need to allow yourself to experience things, which is what is going to help bring this into your life. Just allow stuff to come, good or bad. It's experiences, it's lessons, it's people that we encounter, it's new things that we learn to do. Don't wait for a map. There are none to where you are destined to go. So there's not like a plan that we can see. This is all stuff in the divine matrix, stuff that's working behind the scenes that we can't see. But don't shut things out. Don't shut journeys. Don't shut new opportunities out. Don't shut people out. You have a lot of love to give, a lot of love to spread. So be grateful for what you have. Have an open mind. Allow things in for good or for ill. And you will have that happiness and the abundance that you deserve. Sorry for being a little bit of an aggressive person there. I'm a Taurus, so I tend to be a little on the blunt side. Sorry about that. Not trying to be insensitive in any way. I get really passionate about stuff like that because, again, the broken can heal the broken, and I myself am a broken person who's working on picking up the pieces and healing everything. So I want to heal with you guys. Let's see if there's anything else in here. Even as you let your mind wander, releasing it to go on a daily walkabout, calling it back home regularly to deliver news from the cosmos. The drifter helps you find what you were looking for, even when you didn't think you were seeking anything. So just let things come, and this will come to you. Let things happen. All right. I want to do another oracle. Let's see. Let's see how we can help our pile twos learn to open themselves back up again, to let go, to stop, and just allow things to come. What can we do, or what can we say? What kind of guidance can we give to help? Oh dear. You know, I swear I'm not this clumsy. No, actually, I'm pretty damn clumsy. All right, so we got the village. And then Kairos. Interesting. Yeah, I'm afraid I'm going to have to take the book out for Kairos. So the village just speaks to me like you do have people who loved you, who are around you, who can help you. Just, yeah. Okay. Oh, we got two. We got the mirror. Oh, wait. Oh, man, we got a lot here. We got the shaman and the temple. Oh, shoot, that's off frame. Okay, let's see. There we go. Okay, Kairos. We have all had the experience of timelessness, of life beyond the ticking of the clock. It may be felt as time standing still, slow motion, or losing track of time on a walk or in a lovely conversation. This is known as mythic time, and it is the territory of Kairos. This card suggests there is a secondary time continuum that goes beyond any earthly clocks and schedules. Okay, I'm not going to read the rest because it goes with the divine matrix. So there's stuff working behind the scenes that we're not privy to because we're in the 3D. Unless you're able to be in the 5D, which some of us are, which is cool. And hopefully one day I'll be able to get there, and all of us will be able to get there because that's the goal. But this is stuff that is working behind the scenes for us. And this could be, you know, our guides, our ancestors, just the divine plan working behind the scenes. All right. So that goes along with the divine matrix. So we're trusting that this will happen. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is the mirror. And the mirror actually is basically, it's one of those things where you just, you want to do, you've got to do some healing, which is on this Three of Swords over here. The healing, you got to heal your heart. Got to allow yourself some time. Look inside. Find the things in yourself that you may struggle with. Like if you tend to be, maybe you think you're being selfish. Maybe you think that you're not being a good friend or something like that. The things that we hide from ourselves, the things that we don't allow ourselves to really see. So just look within yourself and see if there's anything there that could help break away from that fear that you have. So that's what that feels like to me, is that fear of letting go again, of opening up again. Okay, now the temple. So the temple is actually more in line with what I was just saying with the mirror, because it basically says to re-examine what you pay homage to and what you reject. So things about the world, things about yourself that you honor, and things that you reject. So again, that is in your inner world, things about yourself that you do reject, that you don't believe is there, so you're ignoring it, and that's where a lot of your pain actually stems from. So, you know, this is saying, you know, what things do you value? You know, what, like this says, you know, what do you spend your time worshiping? Your phone, money, material goods. What barriers do you draw between yourself and the sacred? Perhaps there is room on your altar for something new, something surprising. Offer it to the heavens. Okay. So maybe that's a way to kind of help open yourself up, is to look at those things that you do hold dear and offer them up to the divine. At least one of those things. Saying, I'm willing to give this to you in order to get where I need to go. So that's kind of an interesting message. I wasn't expecting that. All right, the shaman. Okay. 3 archetypal ingredients constitute the shaman, and all must be present in order to reveal its magic. First, the shaman is activated by long-standing and diligent study, the mentor. Second, its orientation is generously and accurately aimed toward the healing of the self, the other, and the culture, the healer. And third, the shaman has a knack for finding doorways to the other world, allowing psychic visions and old magic to leak into this world, the unseen. In this way, the shaman is a master who bridges the everyday and the sacred, revealing potent power needed desperately in our time. Yet where there is power, there is shadow. So the shaman must be vigilant in studying their darkness. This card reminds us that the force of healing is ultimately not our own. We must shape it and share it with the world. Again, same message. Listen, Spirit, I love you. I appreciate the messages, but you are really driving this home for pile number 2. So pile number 2, I hope you understand the message that you've got some shadow work to do in order to allow yourself to open up, in order to get where you want to go. You've got to look within. You've got to say, you know what? Yeah, I did this thing. I was selfish, or I took the easy way out, something that only served me. You got to look at that and just be honest with yourself. It's like, yeah, I did that, and it's not great, but I'm not perfect. I'm human. We're not perfect, and we're doing the best that we can, and it's okay to accept that as part of your personality. It is, I swear, shadow work is single-handedly the most difficult thing that I've had to do in my own personal journey. Remembering all the things that hurt me in my life, paying attention to how I react to things. When I get really pissed off at somebody, it's like, oh, why am I so pissed off? And then you really start to examine your triggers. And the more you do that, the more you can stop yourself before you get angry, and the more you're able to be at peace. I've only been doing this for a short time, and I've already found myself letting go of so much shit that I used to just let myself get super pissed off about, and it just wasn't good. So, it's not fun. It sucks, but it is absolutely necessary in order to get where we need to go. This is part of the human experience. We have to understand that there's a dark and a light within us, and we have to accept it. We just have to accept it. And it's okay. It's okay. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. It just means that there's a duality within you. Within everyone, there's a duality. The universe is about duality. At least the 3D universe is. So, okay. A couple more messages here. And then we are all done. So I'm just going to do some mindful messages for you guys. Just a couple. Just to kind of help us a little bit more, a little bit of extra advice. You guys got some work to do. You guys got some work to do. I'm so sorry. We've all got so much work to do, and it's going to be painful, but it's going to be fucking amazing when we're all healed. Casting spells. The words I speak and the stories I tell are like spells. What I say and believe, I attract more of. So I shift my story from lack of abundance, from victim to empowered, and from complaint to gratitude. Now when I speak to others through my words, I am casting beautiful spells. There's so much power in words. Like, we have no idea. Even thinking things without speaking them out loud, if we're constantly ruminating on a specific thought, that shapes your reality. I mean, our thoughts drive our emotions, and our words create our reality. This is a really hard lesson for a lot of us to learn, and I myself am one of those people that have had to learn it more recently. I'm doing my damnedest to remember everything will be awesome. Everything will be well. I just have to think positively. I will get there. You will get there. You will allow yourself to love and to be loved. You will allow yourself to see your shadow and to say it's okay. All right. Infinite creativity. At any moment, I am able to tap into an infinite source of energy and creativity within me. Unique ideas flow through, each one capable of blossoming into beautiful creations. That's interesting. So I'm taking that as one of the things that you can do to heal yourself is if you're an artistic person, if you like to write, if you like to draw, paint, do photography, whatever medium, digital art, whatever you like to do, it seems like that's going to be a way to kind of help you get started into this healing. You have to express it. That's what I'm taking from that. So use your words very wisely to shape your reality. Try to stay positive. Don't say things out loud. Don't let those thoughts come out of your mouth that are negative or self-defeating, something that will be of detriment to your healing. Don't let that stuff come forward. Instead, use your art to let that pain go. Okay. These are all the messages that I have for pile 2. That was really, really long. Thank you so much for sticking with me through to the end. Stay positive. If you want to comment down below, let me know if any of this helped you. Subscribe if you like kind of what I do here, and hope to see some of you in the comments, and hopefully we can develop a little community here of little violet flames. So I appreciate everything. Thank you to your guides, to my guides, to the divine, to source, to everything that helped deliver these messages today. Thank you so much. Blessed be. Pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. Hopefully we'll have some messages in here that will help you with whatever situation that you're in, whatever spirit wants you to know. I will have, this is something that I said before in pile number 2 and forgot to say it in the very beginning, is I do have links in the description for each of the decks that I use. I do use several different decks per reading, just because I like to keep things fresh. And so I'll have links to wherever you can get these. This is the Darkness of Light Tarot. This is an absolutely stunning tarot deck that is one of my favorites. So if you chose this, you're awesome. Anyway, everybody's awesome in their own way, and lots of ways. So, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and shuffle on camera. Oh, yes, and if you did want to see any of the other readings, I do have the timestamps in the description / comment box. I'm not sure if it's a description or comment box, but I'll look that up. Okay, here we go. What messages do we have for pile number 3? Strawberry quartz. Oh boy. Okay. All right, so it looks like you have a lot of things going on. You've got a lot of responsibility. Looks like you've felt the need to kind of defend what you do. I'm not sure what that means. I'm trying to get these messages here. So you're at a point where Spirit is trying to tell you that you can't keep going the way you're going right now. I mean, you're on the right path, but Spirit doesn't want you to feel like you have to take on the weight of the world. And it looks like you have been for quite a while. It looks like it looks like you know this. I mean, the tarot messages are just validating things that you already know, but you know that you're carrying a lot of weight. You know that you've had to fight for what you have. You have all of this fire energy. You've got all of this, like, you're a strong person. You're an incredibly strong person. And incredibly stubborn. I just got that message. That was funny. Very stubborn, very willful. You're an incredibly hard worker. You like to see the fruits of your labor, but lately you don't feel like you've been able to because you've been worrying about so many different things. Like you feel like you haven't been able to work as hard as you normally do to get the outcome that you've been used to, I suppose. So I guess Spirit is telling you that you should just start to relax. You do have to take a time out. Take a time out and really examine all the things that are important to you right now. You are a person who's generally very grateful for what you have. Like I said, you're very strong. You've fought very hard for what you have. You could be a business owner, or you could be like head of a family or something. Like you've done a lot for your loved ones. You've done a lot for people. And it's kind of been a little bit of a thankless job, which kind of sucks. But historically, you haven't really minded that. It's just right now, there's something that's preventing you from enjoying the fruits of your labor. So I think Spirit is telling you to slow the fuck down and look at what you have and stop trying to take on everybody's problems. You need to let people fight their own battles. Even though you're a strong fighter, you're a warrior, you're good at it, you're used to it, you've got to let people fight their own battles. That's a message that's coming through for someone possibly specific, or maybe a lot of you. If it doesn't resonate, just don't worry about it. It's meant for somebody else. But yeah, so the Hanged Man here being upside down. The Hanged Man is somebody who kind of knows what they have, kind of understands that they just need to take some time. They understand how the world works. But when it's in reverse like this just says to me somebody who needs to really take a moment to think about everything and to reevaluate. So again, this is a message for probably a lot of you. Just take some time, look at your life, look at the things that you need to prioritize, and please don't feel like you have to take on other people's battles. You don't. Even if it's somebody that you love. Unfortunately, sometimes we just have to let people fight for themselves, and you can still be there as support. But right now you have to worry about helping yourself so that you can get yourself back on track. Okay. So I am going to pull some oracle cards. As I break my stuff in the process. There's just really no good place to put like these boxes that the decks come in. All right, so pile 3. Spirit, how can we help pile 3 kind of take a step back and let others battle for themselves? Just kind of relax a little bit? How can we help them get them back where they want to be? Give them abundance in wealth, in physical health. They need to slow down. Yeah, I heard that already. All right, I'm just going to cut this because it's taking a really long time. Oh, there we go. There's our card. That's the one. Repairing the veil. Oh, forgiveness. Okay, and we're going to go with the bottom deck energy. Mindful groupthink. That seems out of place. What the heck? Okay. All right. So forgiveness, repairing the veil. Man, a lot of the, like, I don't know if you've watched the other two piles, but it seems like there's a lot of shadow work that needs to get done for all these piles, specifically pile 2 and now this one. It looks like you may need to forgive yourself for some of your maybe past transgressions. Okay, this is a message for only a couple of you. So whatever you did to hurt somebody in the past, they have forgiven you. They've already forgiven you. And the reason why you are taking on so much and you're fighting so many people's battles is because of your guilt. So you need to let that go. They've already forgiven you. Whoever you hurt, they've let it go. And the only reason why it's still with you is because you haven't. I am going to read what this says. Sorry for being so blunt. But it says, between us all is a thin veil appearing to be a space that separates us. We look through this veil and believe ourselves to be distinct from each other. We assume that our thoughts and feelings are our own. We see bodies and objects and the spaces between them, so we engage the world in relationships between a duality of us and them. Just FYI, there is no difference between anybody. We're all part of the same thing. We're all part of Source, God, whatever you want to call it. So technically, we are all God. Trippy, right? So, yeah. There is no difference between that dude that you hate or that chick that you just can't fucking stand and yourself. Okay? It's just everybody has different ego personalities. We've all had different life experiences that shaped our egos. So some people treat others a little bit better than others do. But when it comes down to it, we're all part of the same thing. We're all part of each other, which is, again, trippy. We can't always remember that what we do to someone else, we at the same time do to ourselves. When we claw at the veil out of fear, anger, jealousy, or resentment, manipulate another, misuse our power, misuse our power, or allow someone's actions to diminish us, we create a wound felt by many, not just those of us in the smaller direct relationship. Now is the time to examine where your actions have caused difficulty or harm to someone else, and also where you have been the recipient of them. Regardless of what side you are on, it's important to take responsibility for healing this rift by bringing love, compassion, deep listening, and presence to whatever is not in harmony. Do this for you and for your own liberty as you become an unwitting hostage once you take the role of perpetrator or victim, both positions of weakness. Let go of all your resentments, know your part in the dynamic, and make the appropriate amends with that newfound wisdom and understanding. Healing, forgiveness, and mending what is broken in your world is a sweet, much-needed declaration of freedom. Yep. So whatever transgression this was, or whatever transgressions that were done against you, you need to forgive yourself. And you need to forgive the other person. It seems like you're working so hard and you're taking on so many battles that you don't necessarily have to, because you're avoiding dealing whatever this was. You're dealing with whatever this, or not dealing with whatever this was. So you got to forgive yourself and forgive that other person. All right. Mindful. Keeping a clear mind, hurtful thoughts, and groupthink. The human mind can be so many things: a prison, a latrine, a circus, a temple, a cave. It can be a place of restriction or a place of never-ending expansion. Right now, be careful of where you wander in your mind. The quality of your thoughts is key, as you're in a fertile time for full manifestation. You want to ensure that the seeds you plant will sprout and flourish into the life you seek to grow. Be mindful not to scatter weeds. Okay, yeah. So, yep, that is just kind of more of the same as far as like forgiveness goes, like just understanding that what we put out comes back to us in a certain way. So like if you hurt somebody, you're going to carry that hurt unless you let it go, unless you forgive yourself. And because of this, whatever you need to be manifesting in your life, whatever you have been trying to manifest in your life, can't happen. Again, this is like the same message that was in pile number 2. You've been fighting against yourself for so long and fighting others for so long that's just, it can't come until you dig it out. Whatever pain that is, you have to look at it. You have to face it. You have to allow yourself to feel it. And then what you do is when you're done feeling it, don't like ruminate on it. Just sit with it for as long as you need to get it out. And you forgive yourself. And you forgive that person who hurt you. And you forgive that community who hurt you. You say, thank you. Thank you for the lesson, because that was a lesson that I needed to learn in this lifetime, and that's why it came. That's why it happened. Thank you, universe, for giving this lesson to me, because now I can grow stronger. Now I can level up. Now I can be happier. Okay, all right. We've got a couple more oracle cards. I'm betting we're going to be hearing a lot of the same messages. But yeah, again, 4s. Seeing 4s in this reading too. There were 4s in pile number 2. So that's stability, foundation. You got to start from the bottom, work your way up. And that's understanding that you're no better than that person that you hate or dislike. You're no worse than that person that you admire. We're all the same. We're part of one big community that only a fraction of us understand. All right. Oh, a new romantic cycle begins. New moon in Libra. A time for healing. The balsamic moon. And the south node. Aha! Don't let your past hold you back. These are so... I love these cards. Okay, so let's just start with a time for healing, because that is what this entire reading has been about, and the one before it. Now is the time, especially in retrograde season. God, we're in retrograde season right now. My readings are timeless, but at this time of recording, it's early October, so we've got like 5 or 6 planets currently in retrograde, including Mercury. Yay! But anyway, so this is a time for healing. This is a time for You know, talking to your inner child, giving them encouragement, telling them it's okay, telling them that you're loved and you're safe and nobody can hurt you, you know, unless you allow them to, which it's not going to happen. You know, you got to do some healing. And I had a feeling that this had to do with who you were in a previous life. So your South Node, if you're not familiar with astrology, tells you who, or rather, what you were focused on learning in your previous lifetime. So what lessons you had to learn. For instance, my South Node is in Capricorn. So I had to learn how to be, I hate to say it, but, you know, how to be somebody who's just really strong and deals with logic and things that make sense. Earthly things. You know, Capricorn's an earth sign, so I had to be very pragmatic and stable and practical, and I had to learn how to do that. I'm betting that I was probably before Capricorn, I was probably like a Gemini or something, because that's a pretty extreme difference. If I had to learn those lessons, or I could have been a Capricorn before that, but regardless, those are the lessons that you learned in your previous life. Now, why this is significant is because it is what we know, it is what we're used to, and it is what we fall back on when we're uncomfortable. So my North Node is the opposite. That's what I'm learning in this lifetime. I'm learning to be nurturing, to be loving, to be more emotional and vulnerable. That is what my job is, because my North Node is in Cancer. Capricorn is the very opposite. So you come into this world with the opposite of what that other one was. Which, yes. And of course I had to drop that. That's excellent. Good, all my cards are messed up. Oh my god, the dog's barking again. Oh my god, I'm going to kill her. I love her, but I'm going to kill her. There we go. So this is where we feel comfortable. And for you, your comfort zone is being that very direct, hardworking, but loving and kind and generous and taking care of others. That is where you feel most comfortable being. What you need to do is pull away from that a bit and learn to look within yourself and understand that there are negative traits within you that you need to examine and look at. Because if you're not, examine and look at mean the same thing. If you're not willing to do that kind of work, you're not going to see the abundance that you've been working so hard for. I mean, there's potential for you not to. The universe is probably going to provide for you, but we have to meet the universe halfway. We can't just leave it all up to them. So we have to do the work here. You have to do your healing. And don't let yourself fall back on old ways where you're comfortable, which is just being that person who gets shit done. Okay, slow the fuck down. I say that with love. Speaking of, so this card says a new romantic cycle begins, and I have a feeling that has not much to do with actual romantic love, but more so self-love, which again relates to a time for healing, being mindful, forgiving yourself, taking that time out to examine things, to look at yourself, to look at your childhood, to look at your life. What do you value? What's important to you? What should you be prioritizing? What can you let go? Who can you let go? Who can you let fight their own battles and stop fighting their battles for them? Okay. All right, couple more cards. I'm just going to pull these down a bit because they're just covering everything. Okay. I've got mindful messages, What messages can we give pile number 3? Not my dog barking. That's not helpful. Oh, and my kid. There's my kid. Give me a message for pile number 3, please. Guidance system. You okay? Fuel. That's really funny. All right. So guidance system says, I love using my emotions as a guidance system. They show me how close or far away I am from what I want. When I am feeling joy and doing the things I love, I am in a state of allowing for my desires. I notice when I'm feeling low vibrational thoughts and shift them to release resistance. So again, that just boils down to, examining yourself, finding those things in yourself that aren't so great, and understanding that you're not perfect and integrating them into your life, just accepting yourself. And also, this is a pretty big message. You need to tap into your emotions a bit more. You need to allow yourself to feel them, which is, basically what I said earlier. But that will allow you to kind of open up that intuition so that you can guide yourself to where you need to be, to what you need to prioritize. And then fuel says, I enjoy doing things that fuel me. It feels great to do things for myself just as much as I do for others. When I make sure I am taken care of, I can better show up for those in my life and for the work that I do. Oh my God. Okay. That's the perfect card. So again, you need to step back, look at things, figure out where you can shave stuff off that, is draining your energy. Focus on yourself. You need to take the time out to focus on yourself. Figure out what makes you happy. Ask your inner child, what makes you happy? And listen to yourself, listen to your emotions. And you will get back on track to where you want to be. Don't let your past hold you back. Love yourself. Take time out for yourself. Care for yourself. And then you can take better care of those who are most important to you, other than yourself, because yourself technically should come first. Yeah, I know, that's a hard lesson. Okay, this is what I have for your messages today. Pile number 3, if you feel like this resonated with you, or if you wanted to ask me any questions, please use the comments, and feel free to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos. That would be super duper helpful for me, because I want to get as many of these videos out as I can to help as many people as I can. I was not helped when I was younger, and this is my path. I want to help people. So please help me help you and help others. And I just hope you have a wonderful day, evening, morning, whatever time of day it is. And blessed be. Take care, guys.